Hi friends, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you how to make this fun fold-out card. This is a card that we just made in the Zoom class just a few minutes ago. I have those on Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time, and you're all welcome to join me. All of the information for the next class will be posted on my Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room on Facebook. I'm going to point you down to my work surface and show you how to do this. All right, so we are going to start with a piece of base cardstock, and this measures 5.5 by 8. Make sure you don't do 8.5 because it's not going to work. So 5.5 by 8, and it's scored at 1.5, 2 3/4, 5 1/4, and 6.5. And then you fold that as mountain folds on the outside, valley folds on the inside. So it's mountain, valley, valley, mountain. So it looks like so when it's all folded down. You want to use a bone folder just to burnish those fold lines so that it will fold nice and flat. So you want to just take your bone folder and rub it right along those score lines, like so. And then we have another piece of cardstock, and this measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. You have 2 pieces of thin strips of Designer Series paper. This Designer Series paper is called Countryside Inn. This was in the last catalog, but it did carry over. It has some beautiful prints in it. Nice prints on both sides of that Designer Series paper. And I chose this one here because I like the one that's on the opposite side as well as kind of a contrast. So that's actually what I'm going to do with these 2 pieces here. So these 2 thin pieces measure 5 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere those to my base piece of cardstock. And when you're putting this down, you want to make sure that it's just the same margin on the top, bottom, and side of your cardstock. So I put it next to the edge of the cardstock first, see how much of a distance I have here, and then I adjust it left and right accordingly. So I need to take it just a little bit over. Just like so. Same thing on the other side. Just like that. And then we're going to take the other piece of cardstock that we just folded, and we're going to put glue on the center panel here. You can use adhesive for this as well, as long as it's strong adhesive. And we're just going to place that right in between those 2 panels that we just placed down. And it's going to be lined up at the top and the bottom. So the top edge is plumb as well as the bottom. Okay. So there we go, and that's how that mechanism is going to open up. Trying to get that centered a little bit more. Okay, and then we have another piece of cardstock, and this measures 5.5 by 3.5. And we have the piece of Designer Series paper that's going to go on top of that, and that measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. So you can see with this brighter front with more white showing, that's why I wanted the darker sides to have a little bit of a contrast on the card. You can do it all using the same print too, it doesn't matter. And then what we're going to do is place this piece on this panel here but it's going to be centered. So you're going to want to close this up. Just put glue on this one panel, and then you're going to center this right on top. I'm going to go ahead and put glue down. And then I'll take my panel, squish my card down. Tops and bottoms are matching. And then you're just centering this panel right on the front of your card. Just like so. And then that's how it's going to open. So now all that's left is decorating it. So you have one piece of Designer Series paper that's a little bit thicker than the others, and that measures 1 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch. That's this one here. And I think I will go ahead and put the floral piece face up. That goes right down like that. And then we have these two sections here, and these strips measure 5 1/4 by 1 inch. Just like that. These ones I think I will turn to have the darker side facing up. And then we just have a piece of white cardstock that's going to go right here in the center, and that measures 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now if you want to stamp on this ahead of time, that would be best. That way you can turn it over if you make a mistake and you have a nice flat surface to stamp on. So you would want to do all your stamping ahead of time and then place that down. For decoration on this, I'm just going to take some more of the Designer Series paper and put it right down here on the bottom. So this measured 2 1/4 inches. I'm just going to cut this piece down. And just glue that right on the inside of my card. Just like so. And it's all going to fold up like that. And then all I need to do is add a greeting. And this one, I just added this greeting here. And these dies were from the Everyday Details dies. And I'm going to use this one here. And this is from that same set, Everyday Details. So I'm going to raise this up in with dimensionals. The stamp set that I used, it's called Simply Said. This is a cute little set that's in the new catalog. It's brand new this year. It has all the sentiments that you would possibly want. And I like the fonts on there too. Just nice simple fonts. These ones up here, and then these ones are a little bit more fancy. So make sure you check that one out, Simply Said. And I'm just going to raise this up on dimensionals. Take a pick tool and get those little pieces off the back. Just add that on right like that. There's that quick and easy, simple card. Not simple, but it's not too difficult to put together. And it looks really fancy when somebody gets it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Feel free, again, to join me over on my Facebook page at Melinda's Rubber Room. Check out the latest things that are going on, any specials that are happening with Stampin' Up! And I'll also place all of the information that's needed for my next Zoom call next week. So check out my Facebook page there. If you want to purchase any items, you can do so on my online store at melindapierce.stampinup.net. All right, thanks again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.